Yo, welcome everybody to TCR, Trinity Competitive Racing. We are here for round number 8 for the French Grand Prix here in the Golden class. And as always, for the time being, in Season 15, round 8 of 15, we're right around that halfway point of the season. We have a nice race here with 15 drivers, a nice championship. Looking at it now, we've got SPM in the top of the Drivers' Championship at 153 points. He has had 4 wins, and he also has finished every single race on the podium. So he's been consistent, he's been quick, and he's been getting those points. Right behind him is the main Wayne and the McLaren with 127, so 153 to 127. Main Wayne's got 3 wins to his name, a couple lower scoring points finishes. His worst is 9th, so he's always been finishing at least in the points. And then in 3rd place, and if only this number was associated to a specific driver with the amount of points he has, it would be this driver. With 69 points, Segrist is in 3rd place with 2 podiums, no wins to his name. There's only been 3 winners in the Golden class, and that is SPM, the main Wayne, and Raiden Shogun, who is in 4th place at 68 points. He hasn't been around in the last few races, and I do not... Oh, he is here tonight, so that is good for him to try and get himself some more points. It's a grid that is actually, for me, it's a little bit surprising. We've only had 3 different race winners, because I think a lot more drivers are capable of winning, but it seems that it's really a 2-horse race at the time being. We'll see how much of that changes in this more second half. But yeah, it is me, myself, Freeze here, taking you guys through tonight's proceedings once more. This is the Golden class, and we are live on both the YouTube and the Twitch. Encourage you guys to watch on your preferred platform. I'm going to need all your guys' help, because it is just me here tonight. So definitely send some more comments and questions as the night goes on. Let's have a nice Grand Prix. A few more drivers here tonight than what we had last night, so that is good. See, Rizzy goes on the top of the board. Hope everyone's doing a-okay. Go grab yourself some beverages and sit back and relax. You still got, I would say, about 13-15 minutes. So go get all your goodies together, and you can enjoy the nice race. Last night it was full wet weather, the entirety of it, and it looks to be a little bit dry here in qualifying, same as last night. But we'll see what the rain weather forecast brings us in just a little bit. Matt Roofer goes 9th in the Aston Martin. Let's see what we got as far as constructors. And bear with me, because I don't usually commentate the Golden class, so I'm not as fine-tuned as I am for the Silver class. So it's going to take me a second to figure out who's where. We've got a Haas coming to the end here. There should be actually both of them. Raffle Hulk's just starting his lap, and he's got his teammate behind him just finishing his. Sir Charles to the line will put it. P number 4. Nice lap from Sir Charles. Puts himself on the 2nd row of the grid for the time being. Giggles in the pits. As far as the championship in the constructors standings, we have the team of the Main Wayne and Raiden Shogun in the McLarens at 195 points. And then P number 2 is the Mercedes at 181. That is Tebow and SPM. Last season it was Mercedes who took the Constructors Championship, but it was a pairing of Tebow and D'Angelo, who is obviously up in Platinum this year. So Tebow and SPM is still in the fight. So 195 to 181. And third place is the team of the Alpines, which is Rizzy and F&D Cakes at 92. Red Bull at 89, Ben Swerven and Segrist. And then Matt Roofer, GMB-Z with 57 for the Aston Martin group. You could see a lot more statistics in the point standings, in the stat files that we have in our Discord. So if you're not in it already, you could go to the description. We have more information on how you can sign up. You could still sign up for this season if you wanted to get yourself onto the grid. We have 15 rounds of season 15. Got more information on the website, and our Discord is all that good stuff's down below. I'm intrigued by SPM running on the medium tire, which seems to be his second run, or what would be his middle run, and he is going to finish the lap. And we have seen this sometimes throughout the season where drivers would start on a little harder compound in qualifying. This way, when they put on the fresh, soft tires, low fuel, their final run, they'll feel a lot better about themselves. But you usually don't see it in your middle run. It's usually just your first run that drivers opt to do it. In this game and the regulations that we have now, it doesn't really favor strategy, because you get free tire choice no matter where you start. It's not like you have to be in the top 10 and you have to start on that tire. If you're in the top 10 and P11 back would get that free choice like it used to be in previous games. But I'm sure SPM will put on those soft tires eventually at the end of this time. Segrist is 9th. I think his teammate, he just set that lap to go P10. And there you see a few drivers cutting the track here at France. It is allowed in qualifying here in TCR to get back to the pits to ensure you have enough time, as long as you don't impede any other drivers. Ooh, invalid for Giggle. You saw him take a little too much curb right on that apex, and he's going to have to abort that lap time. Also a spin. I think that might have been Rizzy. And you know what? The Alpines have been quick. They've been getting a lot of poles this season, but they haven't been able to really convert much of them. I'm looking here that Rizzy is actually, he has not had a pole yet this season, but his teammate F&D Cakes has had 4 pole positions, and he's gotten the last 3 of them. F&D got the pole at Monaco, Britain, and Abu Dhabi. Monaco was probably the most prized possession of a pole position, and he was unable to convert that after troubles last week. But you know what? They usually say when you got the speed in the car, usually good things will happen for you relatively soon. GMBZ finishing his lap time here He'll improve 2/10, put that thing in P number 6. We got a few McLarens. Oh, Raiden has an invalid. We'll go back to Main Wayne. He's been very impressive this season, I have to say. I like his progression from last season to this season, and let's see where Main Wayne will go with his lap time. It'll go provisional pole position for the Main Wayne, a 30.5. Slows out of the way for the two Haas's. Rafa Hulk is your last season Silver Class champion. He's seeming to struggle throughout this season, picking up a few DNFs. He's got 4 to his name. His best finish 4th, so it hasn't been the most welcome to the Golden Class. Although no one said it'll be easy, so when you see his teammate jumping up ahead, I wonder if he'll help his teammate pick any slipstream up. If they were trying to do it, it wasn't executed properly. I'll just say that much, but and the slipstream does help, but it only helps when you put the full lap together, really. That's when it really starts to kick in. If you complete your lap very nicely, almost hook it up where everything is polished in your lap, and you add slipstream on top of that, it could really help. Rafa Hulk, his first time, the lap will go right behind his teammate in 8th position. And these cars are not the best when with the slipstream effect, especially in this game. You don't really pick up too much like you would in previous games. Here is Omega. He was in the comments last night in the Silver Class, supporting the Silver Class drivers, a former Silver Class driver, moving up to the Golden Class this year. And he was mentioning that he wishes he was back in the Silver Class. But I think he can have a nice race here. Obviously, the qualifying right now is not what you like, but I think he might be able to get another run in here. Ooh, he gets that one a little wrong there. And it's surprisingly still valid. Lap time. I wonder if he's down or up on his time. I think I mean, he should abort this one, but we'll see if he continues on. Nope, he goes in the pit lane. Yep. So we're under 2 minutes here. The 2-minute warning, as a lot of the drivers have just came out of the pit lane. They're on their out lap, so it's about to get good here. Fire Up Flow should be the next to cross the line, and we'll go in that order and follow suit throughout the grid. A little deep into the final corner. Should pick up a few tenths. There it is, 2 tenths to go. P3 is Fire Up Flow. We've got a Red Bull finishing up here. That is Ben Swerven with an invalid lap time. F&D Cakes finishing his lap. A 10th improvement, only to 31. Tebow is going to be just starting his lap time. The main Wayne, nope, that's Raiden. Raiden's just starting his. We have a few Haas's finishing. Nope, he's starting as well. God damn it. The provisional pole sitter starting his final lap. He's got 12 seconds left. Cross just in time. Giggle with another invalid lap time. Rizzy's just starting his as well. Rafa Hulk with an invalid lap time. That's going to be his qualifying over. Only good enough for 9th at least. Ben Swerven's day is over. F&D Cakes, can he make it a 5th pole position? Keeping it nice and straight to the line on the paint. Goes P number 3, so not good enough. Hops into 7th. Sir Charles finishing his lap time here. Stays P10. Let's see what Main Wayne could do. Can he improve from his already previous best? It's going to be a pole position no matter the improvement, and it will be, I believe, a slight improvement, and that's a pole position for Main Wayne. That'll be a second one. And yes, that is an improvement. He had a 0.5 earlier. He's down to a 0.3. I'm expecting some platinum guys tomorrow, possibly to get into the high 29s. I think that is very doable if it is a dry session. But it'll be the Main Wayne to take pole position. SPM right on the front row as well. So the 2 main championship contenders are starting on the front row, with a little bit of threats starting behind them of F&D and Fire Up Flow. Got 15 drivers here tonight, and it's 7 tenths all the way down to 11th, so that seems about right. It's a decently technical track at France. You have a few technical sectors. At Paul Ricard. And we did have word that the forecast will be dry, so I don't think we will need any umbrellas. But this gives us some time as the drivers picking their setups and adjusting their fuel. We get the countdown here. Gives us a chance to think about our predictions. So if you're watching, please leave some predictions, your top 3. I did get them right last night, surprisingly, so I'll see if I can go 2 for 2 in this week here at France. We didn't see many penalties last night, although I do think that could be a factor. Because in the dry, I think you might be pushing the limits a little bit more. In the wet, you might be a little bit more conservative. So, seeing as though it's a dry race, the top 7 are all on the hard tire, which I do think is the correct move. I'm going to have to go with the... Ooh, should I go with the pole sitter? Or should I go with the championship leader? I'm going to go with the championship leader, SPM. I think he will continue his streak of podiums. Last night it was Cameron Luca who also continued that streak, finishing on the podium for 8 consecutive times on the podium. And SPM has a chance to do that here. I think he will grab the win here tonight, extend the championship lead a little further. I'll put the main Wayne in P number 2. And let's go with... Let's go with Raiden for P number 3. He's missed a few races, but I think he's got what it takes to get up there. It's like I'm placing my bets. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's the lights flashing up now for 5 red lights for round number 8 here in the Golden Class. Freezer the call and we're out, and let's do it. Main Wayne gets a nice start up to turn 1. He'll take lead. He'll take charge. SPM dives in behind him. F&D followed by Tebow. Fire Up Flow had a little issues as he goes for a spin, and there's contact. AlphaTauri and Red Bull, I think, is Ben swerving. It looks F&D also got caught up in it as well, and more contact as the Aston Martin is spun by Ben swerving. A little bit of chaos there between a bunch of drivers. That'll be some investigations, I will say so. Segrist ignoring yellow flags. He probably picked up an illegal overtake. And he'll have to serve it too, so he won't even get that removed. Omega up 5 spots after the chaos starting in the back. And Rafa Hulk's rejoined, so I don't know. That's probably a good thing he missed the start of the race. Hopefully he can get back into his car. That allows JMB to get up onto the podium for the time being. Look at the position changes. The biggest movers are GMB, not J, GMB, and Omega. Biggest losers is Fire Flow, F&D, and Tebow. As Fire Flow went for another spin there. It's probably tire temp issues. It looks to be the 2-horse race out in front. And GMB, that doesn't roll off the tongue as easy as JNB from last night. GMB, it's JMB, GMB, yeah, it's the same thing. 2 different drivers. But he's the lead medium runner, so he's going to do the opposite strategy. He'll be a little quicker to start this thing. Another yellow flag. That's going to be Matt Roofer to go around. FND will see that ahead of him. He'll get that position nicely. And kind of a messy start, and you know what, France is usually tends to be like that. So we'll go back up front, the closest. Well, I gotta change this. There you go, the interval. SPM keeping with the main Wayne. GMB is in the 1 second range as the DRS will get active. Just needs a few more. He was just right within it. He'll just have to do a little bit more work. He's on those mediums. He has a little bit more battery. Rafa Hulk having some connection issues here tonight, unfortunately. It's not going well for the silver champion. Seeger's getting past Rafa Hulk, who is disconnected. Nice easy pass for him. He almost went through him like he was standing still. Oh wait, he kind of was. Matt Ruffer retiring in the pit lane, first one to do so, and I don't know why you would do it that early in the race. I will always dig at people, even if you have damage. It's way too early to call it quits. You never know what's going to happen in these races. Welcome back, Rafa Hulk. He's joined us back in the session. And another stupid thing about this game, which I will be complaining about throughout tonight, as I did last night. When you retire in the pit lanes, what does it do? It puts the car out on track, which is the stupidest thing. As you see, Roofer's car going to the side of the track. Meanwhile, it was just in the pit lane. We do have the ghosting on, so that's alright, but in previous races, it's caused some problems. Here comes SPM. He's using the battery, he's using the DRS, he's going down the inside. It's going to be wheel to wheel in the chicane. And nice move, nicely done as SPM, as now Main Wayne is coming back at him. I don't know if there was an actual bump there or a little bit of desync. It seemed to be some desync. %38% for SPM, around 70% for the Main Wayne. You'd like to think he's got some battery to probably get back past if he wants to. GMB was unable to stick within that 1 second. He's just nearly outside of it. And that would have helped his race a little bit if he could get within the 1 second there, but as the tires start to wear, and it'll be the opposite effect between the medium and the hard, he might find it a little difficult to do so. Once again, the closest battler here in the leaders. Main Wayne sticking behind. these two, not that they lucked out because they've been the two strongest drivers in the field this season, but because of that chaotic start, it really took out a couple heavy hitters from the conversation. Both Alpines, the Ferrari of Fire Plo, the other Mercedes, SPM's teammate of Thibaut. Even the Red Bulls are quite strong. Ben had to replace his full front wing. Seegers is up there. He started a little soft, but he's got that time penalty, which will hurt him. We have a move here. Oh, that's through Rafa Hulk, another strong driver with some disconnect issues. So it really just leaves the top 5, I'd say, of some of those probably drivers that haven't had issues and are quick enough to be up there for podium and race win conversation. So, swing of events. Close, main Wayne. I love this third sector here at France. It's very nice and flowing. You have to be very smooth on the steering wheel. You can't be jostling it around. You really want one steering input throughout the entirety of the corner. You can kind of see, like, through main Wayne's inputs, he is actually doing a really good job at it, going through that what we call the Valtteri Bottas corner. He's taking that different line than many other drivers. And once you kind of turn the wheel, you want to keep the wheel there for the entirety of the corner. You don't want to be changing directions so much, and it really does reward those who are the smoothest on the steering wheel. The tire wear could be a little bit of an issue because it is a lot of rear loaded corners, so you're going to have the rear tires go off pretty good. There's a local yellow. That's going to be Rafa Hulk as he rejoined once again. He's down in 10th. GMB was able to get into the DRS, and now he's closing in on the top 2. This is a guy coming into this season. I actually picked him for the championship. I know we haven't, he didn't really have a race record with us, a previous track record, but I really was impressed by his preseason times and his testing. And I think that he could be, if not this season, because of the top 2 right there. You see him, SPM and Main Wayne, they're kind of up front in the championship, but I think GMB could possibly put his name in the conversation, start to improve this season just a little bit more, get himself where he needs to be for possibly next season on the new game. He does have one podium, which is a 3rd place. It comes from Brazil, which was round number 4. Or number 3, my bad.
off track there for Main Wayne. He could have picked up a little bit of a warning there, but sometimes if you stay wide and when you go wide, you stay wide for a little bit. Sometimes you get off the hook with it. It seems to be a little bit more lenient in this game. I remember 2020 was specifically very strict. They would catch you for a lot of things. Seeger's coming to the pit lane. There he is, serving his time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Probably picked up that illegal overtake on the opening laps when everybody was flying all over the track. Fire up Flo, trying to do some damage limitation. Battery, he'll get the DRS, he'll probably close up a lot through this first segment, and then he'll try to set Omega up for, there he goes, it goes a little bit wider, get a nice traction. Sometimes you can use that curb, you practice it. He's using more battery. Will he go side by side through the flat right-hander? Yes, he does. He was able to time it just perfectly. He gives Omega time to maybe come back at him through the inside, but just not enough there as Fire Flow advances. Nice move from the Ferrari driver, as right in front of him is Giggle. Ooh man, and I was saying this last night, whew, you can't pay me to go through a ghosted car, especially on these buggy games. That was Giggle, who went for maybe a little spin there. Rafa Hulk is going to take advantage. A little bit of wheel spin off the final corner. You could hear it, you could see it. He'll go outside, which is the racing line. If he can clear him, he'll have the racing line, and yes, he does. Good move from Rafa Hulk, who's had some disconnecting issues here tonight. The Red Bulls and Alpines not having the best of days in the office. Rizzi goes deep. Ben will get the move. And I don't know if... Oh! Oh, that was weird. Yellow flag. Who's this? Raiden goes for a spin in the chicane. And that's going to lose him lots of time and thankfully only one position as Sir Charles moves up to fourth. So as the tires start to wear, you start to see a little bit more mistakes here from a few of the drivers. The top three still remain. Rizzi gets back past Ben swerving. Sir Charles in the pit lane. Put those hard tires on, he'll go to the end of the race. And he should come out probably right ahead of Tebow. Main Wayne falling out of the DRS here. Now they're both on the hard tires, so I was going to suggest maybe a slight undercut, but you probably won't want to do that starting on the hard tire, although it would be a good idea for GMB to possibly pit and start working on that undercut, which could possibly work. I think he could get some track position if he does pit here, puts the hard tire on, and just puts in some solid laps. The warm-up will be a little hurtful. And there he is. It's almost like he's listening. Just don't speed in the pit lane. Yep, good job. Although if he does get the track position, then it'll be SPM and Main Wayne on the fresher medium tire, the quicker tire, to try and get back past. Rafa was at some point ahead of Omega. Omega got past. Weren't able to see it. Other stuff was probably happening, but now Rafa wants to get back past. Oh, another disconnect. So a tough day for Rafa Hulk. But you know, I give it an E for effort. GMB out of the pit lane. He got kind of held up a little bit behind the Ferrari of Fire Flow. I'm really surprised. I know it. I mean, we're not over the race just yet. We've got about halfway left. But I'm actually pretty impressed by the lack of penalties by everybody. Everybody's actually kind of keeping it relatively clean. I think the only one is Rizzy, who's got a 3-second. Round of applause for everybody keeping it clean. Watch in the next 10 laps, everybody will have a penalty. I'm sure there's a few warnings around town, but nobody's been giving out tickets. Here's Giggle and Omega. A valiant effort by Giggle. Unable to get back by GMB. He needs to get past Fire Up. Try down the inside. We've seen a few moves like that last night. It is a good overtaking opportunity, but when you have the DRS, unlike last night, this could be a better opportunity. Using the battery. Fire Up's going defensive. It'll have to go around the outside if it's going to work. He makes it stick. It'll stick for the turn number 2. Just barely. A drag race to this next sequence here, and it's GMB to take the position, but it's going to be Fire Up Flow who'll have the advantage down the long straightaway with that DRS. Somehow, Rafa Hulk just got past both of them. That's going to be annoying. Every 5 minutes, Rafa Hulk's going to be overtaking them, disconnecting, overtaking them. He's back up to 6th. you see the gap out in front. SPM was able to get a 5-second gap on the main Wayne, so it does seem like he does have a little bit more speed here tonight. It was close earlier on, but once he's got into the rhythm outside of that DRS, he was able to start get moving that gap on up. That's how crucial the DRS could be. Remaining in contact with the driver ahead could be crucial. Those extra few tenths that you gain down the straight could help you remain with the other driver. And once you lose it, you lose that advantage down the straightaway. You start maybe using a little bit more battery, a couple mistakes here and there, and those 1.2, 1.3 seconds that you're outside, then it starts to grow each lap, and it's very hard to bring it back the other way. As you see, main Wayne will come into the pit lane, so he will be the first to pit of the top two, although it's not a small enough gap to really work on an undercut, so he'll just put the medium tires on. He'll try to get a better second stint here, see if he can close some seconds up on SPM. He should come out ahead of GMB. See where the McLaren is. There he is. But he has closed the gap a little bit. But he is still behind. So to be honest, it's probably right around the same gap that he had prior to going into the pit lane. I think he could have been a little farther up if he didn't have to get past Fire Flow in the process. So it almost worked out. That's a bunch of people pitted all on that same lap. Fire Flow is out. Here's a frenzy in the pit lane. Giggles coming out. Omega right behind him. Tebow's dancing too. Man, look at all those yellow dots on the car. That's kind of crazy. Is that? That's not. Oh, what is all the dots for? Looks stupid. Anywho, SPM race leader into the pit lane. A weird pit lane too. It's kind of a chicane. There's 2 extra corners on this track. He should remain in the lead. Quite easily too. This is going to be very comfortable. Gap updates still coming down. We'll see what the next sector split is going to be. Around 5 to 6 seconds, so just about the same. I wonder, yeah, SPM's got the polka dots too. I don't think this is actually what's on the regular car. I don't know why there's polka dots on the car. I know sometimes they put sensors on the car, but I don't think those yellow dots are actually there, or like a part of the livery. I don't know. Looks stupid to me. Here we go. These 3 just came out of the pit lane, and now they're battling. Mega out ahead. Tebow's trying to cut through the middle. Gets Giggle looking down the inside on Omega. Left and right and left we go. Switchbacks, overcuts. DRS, slipstream, we got it all here at France. Oh yeah, France and the Alpines, yeah, they must have had too much French toast before the race or something. They probably had a sugar crash. It's a lot of things French. I mean, you just put French in front of the word. You got how many things you got? You got French fries. You got French toast. You got French onion soup. What else French do you got? Now I just started to get hungry out of nowhere. This is getting dire. Let's see what we got. Oh, Raiden missed the chicane. Another mistake. This time no spin. Oh, French crepes too are great. French crepes. And if you're gonna go the salad route, you can go and get put some French dressing on. You know, there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of choices. The French fruit is really good. I think that's what the Alpines had. Yeah, I don't know if French toast or French is from. I mean, someone had to put it in the name. Raiden, here he goes. And there he goes. So it says, so number one on the list is French toast. They say they don't eat French toast in France. It refers to bread soaked in wine and sugar and orange and then cooked. That was back into the 17th century. You also have French vanilla. Vanilla is a bean from a tropical plant not grown in France. Ah. French dressing. Refer to as a type of dressing that people might actually eat in France with oil, vinegar, herbs, maybe a little bit of mustard, but somehow in the early 20th century they changed it to like a pinkish red ketchup added version. That's totally American, so I see a trend here. This is what happens when no one else wants to commentate and Seafreeze is alone here doing the golden class. So I don't have any expectations, so now we're up to the French kiss, which isn't even food related. It says that the term French kiss was for kissing with the tongue, came into English during World War I, when soldiers brought the phrase and perhaps the kissing style back from the war with them. Yeah, you know what happens.
And French fries evolved in North America at the end of the 19th century out of no longer French fried potatoes. The dish is said to be more properly Belgian than French. But it was introduced to America by Thomas Jefferson after he brought back a recipe from France. Interesting. Well, there you have it. Most things that have French in it aren't from France. The more you know. I wonder if oatmeal was from France. I'm actually going to Google where was oatmeal created. Invented, ooh. I feel like all race, Giggle and Omega's been battling it out. Unfortunately, he does have a penalty to his name. But I do think he still wants to get it done out on track. Oh, we'll try the inside. That's a nice move. But Giggle kind of does give him the room. Mega kind of backed out on it. It is a riskier move. Speaking of food, a little too much dressing for F&D cakes. Rizzy's representing the... He's got some French colors on his helmet. I think it's opposite from how his car is, though. You might want to switch the colors around. So as we close in on this race, it hasn't been the most thrilling race, just like last night. So apologies for the commentary being a little laid back here tonight. I do quickly want to look through who was in the top 5. because we're getting close to that time for the All-Star race and a few more races. So between rounds 10 and 11 in that off week, we'll have the All-Star race, and you have to be in the top 5 in order to transfer over. So the drivers at the moment would be SPM, Main Wayne, Seegers, Raiden, and F&D Cakes, although with GMB having a nice race there up in P3, he could get into the top 5. And we'll see how that all shakes out in a couple more races time. Tomorrow is the Platinum class for their French Grand Prix. Next week we go to a different type of France, maybe a little Québécois in the Canadian Grand Prix. Omega once more. Doesn't get it done. Seaversy retiring in the pit lane, which this is the appropriate time to do so if you really did want to. A little too late for any type of safety car, and he was a little too far back to really get any points if anything happened. So he is kind of around that 90% rule, but he might be just a little shy of it. Regardless. Omega will try again. Just the DRS, you see Giggles really defensive here. And he knows where to place the car. Giggles no schmub of a driver. He's been in the Golden Class for seasons. A veteran of TCR. Always appreciate Giggle in and out, attending each week that he can. If he'll get it now. We're on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. Although I think these guys are so far back, I think they're actually on lap 25. Bringing Ben Swerven into this battle here. For the final few points, it's not going to be Omega because of the time penalty, and he's got so much battery. I wonder why he just doesn't dump it and try and just get ahead. He's got 50% of the battery. Giggle much lower, although I don't think he's seen the light flashing yet, so he doesn't know that he's low. Tebow still right behind Rafa Hulk. Had some disconnectivity issues, although he's been able to stay in this race for more of the second half. Here comes Ben swerving on. Omega just gets the move in time. He'll have the DRS, but he's low on the battery. Omega will see it. He'll use the battery. He'll pick some slipstream up ahead from the Alfa Romeo. He'll try to go around the outside in the chicane. He gets closed off there. Tebow gets past, and just as I say it, Rafa Hulk gets disconnected again. So, unfortunate day for him. Omega's coming back at him. On the inside. Probably had to lift there. We'll try it again. Swerving. Looking around the outside of Giggle. Omega comes back down the inside. Good stuff here between the three of them.
Will he send it down the final corner? Nope. It'll be single file. Ben will go through into turn 1. Good stuff between all 3 of them. But we're going to have to go... Oh! Sir Charles might have went for a spin, but we're going to have to go to the top because it's SPM. Started on the front row. He'll advance his championship bid here in Season 15 in the Gold class. SPM wins here in France. A nice dominating win at that. The Pole-sitter Main Wayne will have to settle for second. Another podium to his name, and GMB gets his second podium, ties his season best high of 3rd place. Raiden, man, I was 1 spot shy. I was thinking of GMB too, and I went with Raiden instead, so I was 1 spot shy for another prediction there. But good race from Raiden after missing a few races. Fire up flow, good damage limitation. Segrist in 6th. He started pretty far back, I do believe, more towards around 11th, I think. A good race from him. Tebow. Sir Charles, I don't know what happened. I think he spun in the chicane. He lost tons of spots. I think he was right up there, kind of where Raiden was. A bad mistake from him. We'll have to go and see what had happened, but Ben will get P9. Giggle will get a point. Omega misses out because of the time penalty, and it was because Rafa Hulk DNF'd. So I don't know if he had contact or if he disconnected, rejoined, and then DNF'd, but if he would have just stayed a ghost car, he would have gotten points. So interesting there. And that pretty much sums up Alpine's day. So there are your results. SPM will take another win here, and it will be increasing that championship lead at the top. And we go to his home track next week at Canada. We'll see if he can win the home race there. It's been a little while since a home driver at Canada has won the Canadian Grand Prix. I don't remember the last time, but maybe we'll have to figure that out before next week. Main Wayne gets second, GMB with 3rd, Raiden 4th place. Fireflow in 5th, Segrist, Tebow, Charles, Ben, Giggle. Omega just nearly misses out. F&D had the fastest lap, but no points added to his name. Rafa Hulk in 13th, Rizzy in 14th, and Matt Roofer in 15th. Although that is going to do it here tonight, there will be no post-race interviews here tonight, unfortunately. But we will be racing tomorrow for the Platinum class. That's same time, same place tomorrow. Next week we're at Canada, and this is Safe Freeze taking you through tonight's proceedings. Hope everyone enjoyed the race. Good win by SPM and a good podium by Main Wayne and GMB.
and we'll see what they can do next week and moving forward. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, watching, and supporting TCR. Don't forget to check the description for more information. Head over to their website where we have a lot more information. We have TCR merchandise there, Fanatec affiliation. If anyone's interested in getting any Fanatec gear, please use our affiliate link in the description. Helps us out a lot. The fees and money go back towards TCR, so we can help provide those trophies and other stuff for you guys in the league. We also have our Discord link down below. Feel free to join us and check us out there. You get access to more stewards inquiries, steward decisions, announcements, points, standings, tables, you name it, it's there. That's where we're the most active, so I encourage you guys to join that. With that being said, from everyone here at TCR to me, C. Freeze, it's been a pleasure. We'll do it again. Have a good night, everybody.